stop scrolling for just a moment. When was the last time you truly looked at your parents' hands? Those hands that once held you so tight. Maybe today they tremble a little. Perhaps they're a little tired. I'm not here to tell you just any story today. I'm here to remind you of an inspirational story of silent sacrifice before it's too late. If these words have struck a chord somewhere deep inside you, stay with this story by giving it a like, and you can subscribe so you don't miss the next story made just for you. Our story begins in a quiet town, just like any other in America, called Maple Creek. And this story is about a young man from that town, Alex. Perhaps Alex is a lot like you or me. He had dreams of making it big, but his reality was confined within the four walls of a warehouse. His life felt like a broken record, playing the same tune over and over. The smell of cardboard and the constant sound of packing tape inside the warehouse during the day, and the glow of other people's lives on his phone screen at night. In between these two, Alex's own dreams were suffocating a little more each day. He often felt like he was feeling lost, unable to find his purpose in life. His father, David, was a man whose hands told the story of a lifetime spent working with iron in a factory, and his mother, Maria, served tables at a local diner. These two had no life of their own. Their entire world revolved around Alex, but Alex was living in a different world then. To him, success meant having the most expensive and modern phone in town, branded clothes, and popularity on social media. He thought that getting these things would make all the hardships of life disappear. From this mindset, the obsession to buy the most expensive gadget in town took root in his mind. To him, it wasn't just a device. It was a ticket to status and success. However, Alex wasn't always like this. There was a story from his childhood that he had almost forgotten. When he was 10, he desperately wanted a quality baseball glove. His father fulfilled that wish, but Alex never knew where the money came from that day. Many years later, he learned that his father had been saving up for months to buy a new bicycle to get to the factory. It was a painful journey for him, covering miles and miles on his old, rickety one. But for a fleeting smile on his son's face, he sacrificed his own comfort, his own need, in an instant. This is the essence of a parent's sacrifice, something that can never be measured. Have you ever wondered, instead of showing love to your parents, how many of their own needs you might have silently buried just to fulfill your small desires? For the present-day Alex, these memories had faded. After 6 long months of hard work, he finally bought that $1,000 phone. That day, he felt like he had conquered the world, but he never once glanced at his father's worn-out shoes or his mother's broken eyeglass frame. Sometimes, life gives us the toughest, most life-changing motivation in our happiest moments. One day, a sudden phone call turned Alex's world upside down. His father had been in a terrible accident at the factory. When he reached the hospital, he saw the man who had always stood like a mountain for him, lying helplessly on a bed. The doctor informed him that his father had a severe head injury and needed an operation within 24 hours, which would cost $20,000. $20,000. The ground slipped from under Alex's feet. He had spent his entire life savings on a single gadget. He ran to the friends he used to boast to about his new phone. Some didn't answer. Others made excuses. Every no felt like a hammer blow to his chest. The tiles on the hospital floor, the walls of the corridor, all seemed to be mocking him, pointing out his incompetence. The boy who wanted to prove himself successful by buying an expensive phone was now a complete failure at saving his own father's life. The reality of how far behind he was in fulfilling his financial responsibility stood right in front of him. Right then, the dream phone in his pocket felt alive. The phone that was his crown of pride now felt like a noose around his neck. It felt as if this piece of metal and glass had become a wall between him and his father's life. And in that moment, he saw his father's face from his childhood, the face of the man who had given up his own savings for a baseball glove. He finally understood the true meaning of how to become successful. Real success isn't about expensive gadgets. It's about earning the capability to protect your family in times of crisis. Without a second thought, he sold his dream phone for less than half its price. As he ran back to the hospital with the money in his hand, he didn't feel defeated. Instead, he felt like he had truly become a man that day. A few days later, his father regained consciousness. He asked in a weak voice, "Son, where did you get so much money?" Alex held his father's hand and simply said, "I just used the lesson you taught me, Dad." This one incident taught Alex that he no longer had the luxury of wasting time. He began to work harder than ever before, learning new skills. Because he now understood what his true responsibility was. This story isn't just about Alex, it's about all of us. We are all chasing after the wrong things, wasting our time. Ask yourself, if a moment like this comes into your life tomorrow, are you prepared for it? Remember, success isn't just about building a palace for yourself. Success is about building a roof so strong that it can shelter your entire family during a storm. Your hard work will be that roof. So, never give up. Subscribe to this channel because here, we bring stories and success motivation like this that can help make your life better. We bring one new video every week. And if you are someone who is working hard but struggling to create your own success story, then you must watch the video that's appearing on your screen now.